And welcome everyone to another episode of the Koto's Mojo. And as always, I'm your host, Patrick Koto. We have a lot to talk about today, and honestly, a lot to rant about today. We got our buddy Ian with us on the show. Ian, how you doing?
Doing okay, man. NASCAR season's over. The Bears are an embarrassment. The Blackhawks suck. It's I don't know, man. You got that happy holiday sweater on, and
Yeah, I
I
need
just
something.
feel like a pit of depression right now.
I need something to cheer me up after, what you pretty much you're spot on, The Bears are embarrassing us, the NASCAR season ended, or a controversial NASCAR season ended, which we'll, have to touch on later, but yes, we'll start with NFL. We'll start with our beloved Bears. As much as we love them, why can't they love us back?
It's crazy, man. We're getting injuries left and right. Jaquan Brisker's still out with a concussion. Our offensive line is just falling apart player by player. No one to block for Caleb. We're not throwing the Cole Kmet. But on the upside, Pat, you sent me a very beautiful text this morning that I woke up to that said Shane Waldron was fired. So that, you know what? That put a smile on my face.
It's funny too. I was seeing reports and then I'm like, source please, source please, source please before I get excited because, media nowadays is, has its false hopes. So please source and all these social media people out there, please stop sending false reports of Matt Eberflus. You're getting our
Yeah.
hopes up too much, please.
Yeah,
But
but you
yes,
got the tweet from Adam Schefter, and that
and
is the guy to
when I
listen
saw
to.
that, I was like, okay, I trust him. We're good. Yep. Saw Adam Schefter, and yeah, Shane Waldron got fired, which is a good step so far because let's be real, Ian, the Bears just left everything in London.
Dude, for real, once we won that game, it was just game over at that point. But for all you Bears fans, including myself, do not get false hope. We're still not going to be good. We have our quarterbacks coach coming in as our offensive coordinator. I don't see
I
any improvement.
I don't see any improvement either, buddy. Dude, as long as Flus is still the head coach.
Dude, it's insane. I saw a tweet today that there's been 12 members of staff fired under Matt Eberflus.
And
Like
how is
during
Matt
his
Eberflus not one of them?
How is he not? I hope he becomes the 13th.
Well, the 13th probably won't come till the end of the season because knowing the Bears, they're not going to fire anyone till the end of the season. And honestly, Ian, looking at the rest of our schedule, I, I hope we lose out just so we can fire him.
Dude, the Bears are fucked. We have probably the toughest second half schedule out of any other team. This is insane. And we start all of our division play this upcoming week.
Almost a month ago, Ian, when the Bears got those wins against the Jaguars and Panthers, sure they were, not good football teams, but the offense got going thinking, okay, maybe we got something, maybe we can compete with the division. And then came literally it all started with the Commanders' Hail Mary loss. We're down 12-0. We come back to take the lead 15-12 with like under 30 seconds left. Like, okay, let's just hold them. And then Tyreek Stevenson was a first class idiot. And yeah, we gave up a Hail Mary.
I have never seen a Hail Mary dismantle a team this much. They haven't scored a touchdown in a few games. It's Everyone just looks so lost out there, man. We're not throwing the Cole Kmet, which I don't understand because literally every time we throw him the ball, it's like the dude has freaking like duct tape to his hands, man. He can grab that ball and he can hold on to it and he'll go and rush, man. He's one of the best tight ends in the game and we're not utilizing him. Honestly, I feel bad for him. I don't doubt him if he wants to be traded.
Yeah, no, and yeah, Cole Kmet this year was supposed to be a top five tight end, and the past, before the bye week, he was playing like a top five tight end. He had that great game in London, and now we're not throwing it to him, and you wonder what the hell's going on.
They figured us out, man. They figured out that we're still playing bear ball. We're not that special. We're still gonna shoot up the middle on second and 13, and then we're gonna throw a third. We're gonna throw a screen on third and 12. Like, make that make sense, Patrick, because it
I
doesn't.
wish I could, buddy. I wish I could.
It's just honestly embarrassing at this point. You know our buddy Vince, big NASCAR fan. Me and him were texting, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Holy shit, man, you guys suck." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, we really do suck." And he was like, "Not, and it's not even as bad as the Carolina Panthers." I don't know, man. This
Yeah,
is way worse because we came in with such high expectations.
exactly. Number one pick, a veteran offense with DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Cole Kmet, the addition of Roma Dunze, we're thinking, okay, something for Williams to work with. And then it's just broken.
Yeah, it's broken. Um, Man, and it just sucks because there's so many people that are just talking so much shit about Caleb Williams, and he just does not deserve it. He is trying to play his heart out, but he's getting rushed every single snap. He has no time to throw it, which is making him overthrow, underthrow, throw into bad coverage. It's just not been a good time for Caleb. And I don't know if you saw the exchange on Twitter, but Shane Waldron was like talking to Caleb Williams and he was like kind of laughing and we were
I
like it
did
was
see
already the
that. I'm
fourth quarter
like,
and you can just see Caleb just go like, dude, shut the fuck up.
fuck you. What are you smiling about? We're losing right now.
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully they looked at that and that was the reason why they fired Shane because that was just fucking ridiculous. How can you be smiling when you are leading this offense into just a dumpster fire?
Well, the offense has been a dumpster fire the past 3 weeks. I mean, like you said, no touchdowns in the past two games. We were lucky to put up 15 against Washington. We honestly should have put up 22 against Washington if that stupid if we didn't run that stupid goal line play into our backup center. That was a terrible play call.
They got too cute with it. That's what happened.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, Matt Nagy's back?
Dude, honestly, at this point, I'll take Matt Nagy.
Yeah, no, I agree with you as well. And the other thing too for Chicago is not the place for a first-time head coach.
No, we have seen this time and time again. Pat, I've told you this for years. I think the only man that could save this team, Lovey Smith.
I was just gonna say we need Lovey back.
Dude, Lovey, God, he would fire this team up, man. Even though he was more of a defensive coach, I feel like immediately this offense would just play their hearts out. He would just bring in some of the best coaching staff.
Well, he did a really good job keeping the offense consistent when he was with the Bears.
Yeah, we just had Sexy Rexy to ruin it for him.
Yeah. Unlike coaches like, Mark Trestman, John Fox, Matt Nagy, and now this Eberflus buffoon.
Oh man, you listing all those names just it hurts me, man, that we had to deal with all those fucking idiots for years and years just ruining this franchise, ruining Jay Cutler, ruining Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams. This is just it's unbelievable.
You can even list off, receivers, key defensive players that we've had.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
Yeah, they were supposed to be amazing with us, but then they went somewhere else and they did their damn thing. I mean,
Yep.
Greg Olson,
Yeah, he still had plenty of the tank when he went to Carolina.
dude, was a beast over there in Carolina. Brandon Marshall too, man.
Yeah, he had a couple good runs with the he had a good runs with the Jets. David Montgomery with Detroit.
That one still hurts, man. Can you imagine if he was with this team right now?
Yeah, I look back at that. I'm like, okay, maybe we should not have gotten rid of David Montgomery.
I would keep David Montgomery over DeAndre Swift any day. DeAndre still does a great job for us. I am not going to put that past him, but David Montgomery is just an animal. He's in a league of his own.
Exactly, and really Detroit's in a league of their own, which we'll touch on soon. But yes, for the Bears, Ian, yeah, this team's just broken. I don't even want to call them the Bears anymore. I want to call them this Chicago football team because they're a football team in Chicago that's just terrible.
The embarrassments, man. That's what I call them.
Uh,
Still
I
got
like
bear in the name, so it's the
the
embarrassments.
the Chicago embarrassment. I actually like that.
Yep. I'm just waiting for the day that we get the Chicago Cardinals back. That's my crackpot dreaming right there.
But yes, Ian, looking at the rest of the Bears schedule, yeah, it is very brutal the rest of the way. We got the Packers, the Vikings, the Lions, the Niners, the Vikings, the Lions, the Seahawks, and the Packers
We're fucked because all those teams are pretty
are
decent.
are pretty fucking good. And one of them's a Super Bowl contender, the way they're playing right now.
Yeah. Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Those are going to be some rough games there.
And probably the Packers as well.
Packers always have our number, so it's kind of expected, honestly.
And unfortunately, we still have a few more games to go to this year. Minnesota on November 24th, and the Seahawks the day after Christmas.
I'm gonna be there for the beer.
Well, we'll make sure we have plenty of beer for you.
It'll help us get through the pain.
Yes, we were at the Bears Cardinals game a couple years ago, and literally all I heard was you and Mike going bing bong, fuck your life.
Ah, man, that's how you get through some of those awful bear games. Make sure you got your buddies with you and some brews.
Oh, I'll make sure to have plenty of beers for those games. Don't you worry. But yeah, as long as Flus is still under center with us, we ain't doing shit. So
No.
if the Bears could just lose out and fire Flus, I'll be happy.
Yeah, that'd be very, very nice.
Yep. And Ryan Poles, take the North and never give it back. We're still waiting, buddy.
Yeah, people are saying fire Ryan Poles.
No.
No, man, he has made some great off-season decisions with picking up players, draft picks. Um, Coaching decision hasn't really gone that well, but you know what? Can't blame the guy for trying.
Neither can I. I again, Poles is someone I wouldn't get rid of and stuff, but you figured, we would have something cooking by now.
Yeah, absolutely. But looks like we're gonna have to start again. We're gonna have another first year quarterback deal with a shit coach and then go to another one. Seems to be the theme of the Chicago Bears.
Yep, and this coach that we're gonna get will probably be another first-time coach and ruin Caleb Williams again. And then
Yeah,
we'll have to draft another quarterback, fire that coach. It's just a
it's
terrible
a
cycle.
it's a never ending hell cycle, Pat.
Dude, we're gonna be the Cleveland Browns soon if this shit keeps happening.
We're already there, man.
Now, the last thing we need, and I hope to God this never happens, is an 0-17 season.
Yeah, we're not that bad. So maybe I take it back.
Well, the carousel is a nightmare though, because the Browns have had a QB carousel, and now the Bears are starting to go to the shit with the QB carousel.
It's crazy, man.
QB carousel, terrible offensive line. Really, no matter who you have at the offensive line, Tevin
Yeah,
Jenkins sucks.
can't block for shit, dude.
I want him out of this. I want him out of Chicago.
Just gotta cut him. We gotta find someone that can replace him because
Thankfully,
his backup ain't any better.
thankfully, his contract is up after this year.
Yeah, if we re-sign him, then that's gonna be a real sign that the Bears plan on doing nothing in the
There's
future.
a reason why many people haven't looked at this guy because of the back issues he's had in college. Like, there's a reason why he dropped to a second round pick.
It's not even him getting injured all the time, man. He just can't block. He can't protect Caleb. He couldn't protect Justin, and now he can't protect Caleb.
Nope. And now Kale's out there getting murdered, and well, he could get hurt.
Sacked what, 9 times on Sunday, dude? Unbelievable. I'm surprised that he's not injured.
Yes. Like that was just bad on Sunday that he got sacked that many times.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'm not expecting much for the Bears for the rest of the season. I'm looking at 4-13 now.
Yeah. That's believable.
The early start was as fun. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, I thought possible 10 wins this year, but nope.
Nope, nope. After the Hail Mary, like, oh great.
Awful.
Yep. But yeah, so the Bears are definitely not winning the NFC North. Ian, the team I see winning the NFC North, the Lions. Holy shit, that game on Sunday was something.
All the way, man. The Lions are so damn good, and it was just cool to see that they beat down the Texans because we know Houston is amazing right now.
Well, it's funny too. It was 23 nothing Houston at halftime. And I remember Dan Campbell being interviewed after halftime about what the second half adjustments were. He was literally saying, "Our defense needs to get turnovers. Our defense needs to get turnovers." Literally as he was speaking, the Lions get a turnover.
That's awesome.
And then that just sparked a second half comeback for the Lions. They came back and beat the Texans 26-23. You watch the Lions and you're like, this team used to be bad nowadays. Now the Bears are the new Lions.
Yeah, no kidding. It's cool to see an underdog team like this actually be good and consistently good because they were pretty fucking great last year.
Yep. And despite Goff playing like shit on Sunday because he threw a fuck ton of interceptions, yeah, Goff threw 5 picks on Sunday and the Lions still won.
Yeah. So that's good that they got a good defense on their side.
Well, it also just tells you how consistent this Lions team is in general.
Yep. They know how to win and they just keep winning.
Yep. And Jake Bates with 2 clutch field goals. Like I don't know if you watched the game, but he snuck those field goals in. Like the kicks were online and in.
Fantastic.
Yep. So the Lions they got to win. They're likely gonna win the division, sitting at sitting at 8-1 right now. Good for the Lions, man. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, like I said, cool to see an underdog team be this good.
Buffalo's currently winning their division right now at 8-2. Good to see the Bills doing good. While you want to know what the second place team record is in the AFC East?
What's that?
The 3-6 Miami Dolphins.
Oh man. That they suck.
Safe to
Wow.
say that the AFC East is in the hands of the Bills right now.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad if they
Yep,
turn it around.
Pittsburgh is somehow 7-2.
Yeah, I mean the combination of Justin Fields and Russell Wilson is really working out right now.
When we thought, okay, we'll see how this goes, and Justin did what he could before Wilson came back.
Yeah, I mean it's working out well for the Steelers.
Texans are leading their division still. The Chiefs are 9-0, no surprise.
Refs love the Chiefs.
Yep. And dude, the Arizona Cardinals are winning their division.
It's pretty rare.
Pretty rare, but I guess the addition of Marvin Harrison really helped out this team.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Ian, I don't know about this, but it's a tough time being a Dallas Cowboys fan right now.
Oh, bye bye Dak.
Dak's out for the year. You paid him a fuck ton of money. Oh, Jerry Jones. When will you ever learn?
What do you expect, man? It's the Cowboys. They're gonna keep
Yeah.
making bad financial decisions for the rest for the
Yeah, like
rest of their time.
like this isn't the 90s.
No,
Yep.
it's it's funny. I love to watch the Cowboys fall.
Yep, Cowboys fall. The San Francisco 49ers just got Christian McCaffrey back, so look out for San Francisco. They're in full force now.
I give him 2 weeks,
Yeah,
and then
for
he's
sure.
and he's back on the injured list.
Yeah, that sounds about like Christian McCaffrey.
Yep, he can never play a full season.
No, not at all. Well, anyway, Ian, with week 10 coming up, there's a lot of good games coming. So why don't we go ahead and make our three picks, our lock, upset, and third winner. I will get this started.
All right.
My lock, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to beat the Jaguars.
Okay.
My upset this week, I'm going to take Washington to beat Philadelphia.
Very nice.
Yep. And my third winner, give me the 49ers over the Seahawks.
All right. I gotta go. My first winner, my lock, Commanders over Eagles.
Good choice.
Washington just looks so damn good right now.
They're playing pissed off going into Philadelphia after losing that to Pittsburgh.
Yep. I'm gonna take for my upset Tennessee over Minnesota
Man, I
because
hope.
Minnesota didn't look good this past week.
Oh, dude, Sam Darnold played like shit.
Yeah. So who knows, man? I think Mayo Boy can come in there and light some things up.
As long as it doesn't make any idiotic throws. Good Lord Jesus.
Like he did in Chicago. That was funny.
Yep.
And then my third winner, I'm going Buffalo over KC.
Man, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right too, man,
The
because
game?
they are playing in Buffalo, and we know sometimes the Chiefs have some trouble playing there.
Yep. And yeah, no, Buffalo. It's hard to play in Buffalo. Those fans are crazy. Bills Mafia. We will definitely need to go to a Bills game one time.
Dude, that is on my bucket list because I fucking love the Buffalo Bills, and I would just love to just participate in a Bills tailgate.
A Buffalo Bills game and Watkins Glen are the only reasons why we would go into the state of New York.
Yep.
And of course, the Baseball Hall of Fame and Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
All on the west side of the states.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Well, anyway, Ian, let's go from the NFL to college football now. Hard to believe, Ian, that the college football playoffs are basically over a month away.
Yeah, man, I hate how fast the college football season goes by.
Figure out where the fuck did this Indiana team come from?
They really came out of nowhere. It's insane.
I know, right? And obviously, Indiana's a team I can't stand, but you got to give them credit when credit's due.
For real.
Kurt Cignetti is doing a really good job with the Hoosiers, 10-0, sitting at number 5 in the country.
That's impressive. That's impressive because I don't think anyone saw that coming.
Nope. No surprise that Oregon's number 1 right now, though.
No, man, they're the best.
Currently got
They're
Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Indiana, Tennessee, BYU, Notre Dame, Alabama, Ole Miss, Georgia, and Miami. Those are your 12 teams right now that are projected to be those are your 12 teams right now that were if the season ended today, that's your playoff format. Even though a couple of those teams I don't see quite getting into the playoffs.
no, I mean, gotta wait for Notre Dame to do their thing and choke towards the end of the year. They always
Yep,
like
no,
to do
yeah,
that.
Notre Dame's not in for sure. BYU's having an impressive 9-0 season. Let's hope they can keep it up.
Yeah, and I don't know. Georgia, Georgia's an iffy one.
They just lost a big one to Ole Miss.
Yeah, so I don't know if they would be making. I just don't see it. If you lose to Old Miss like that, I don't think you belong in the playoffs.
There are still a couple one-loss teams that are under 12 right now. You got Boise State, who's 8-1 right now with the best running back in the state. Not in the state, the country. Holy shit! Look at him go.
Dude, he is lighting it up. I really think that this guy could be the player that could take away the Heisman from a quarterback.
What's his name again? Ashton Gentry.
Ashton Gentry, yeah.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
That would be huge.
Yep. Although Travis Hunter from Colorado though is also a category where he could take a Heisman from a quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right now you got Boise State 8-1, SMU at 8-1, Washington State at 8-1 right now. Although they have some catching up to do, sitting at 19. So
The Army is 9-0. They're ranked. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Holy cow, how about them? Yeah, they're currently at 16. How about that? Getting into the playoff? Let's go.
Yeah. And we got Tulane all the way back in 25th.
They got some catching up to do, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, still good. You're ranked. Got some
Yep.
work to do.
And we still have a couple weeks left too.
Hmm.
Yeah, we have about 3 weeks left in the regular season. Some big games coming up.
Yeah, this upcoming week is going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, you got a ranked matchup between Clemson and Pittsburgh. Colorado hosts Utah.
Notre Dame and Virginia is going to be pretty fun.
Yep,
Go Virginia.
Tennessee and Georgia should be a good one.
Got a good matchup with LSU and Florida.
I hope LSU wins. Florida's a mess right now.
Yeah. And then a Big Ten matchup, Oregon, Wisconsin. I would
That one could.
love to see the Badgers get beaten down.
Well, it's on the road at Wisconsin, so it'll be hard to win at their place. But you know what? I hope the Quackers can do it.
Yeah. But I think everybody should have their eyes set on this Tennessee Georgia game this weekend. This is going to be fun, and I think Tennessee is going to just bring the whole house.
Man, I hope you're right, buddy. I really hope you're right. Like you said, Georgia's been a little iffy. Tennessee is playing some unbelievable football.
Yeah, they've been doing fantastic this year.
Yep. And I'll tell you this: if Tennessee wins, I think that's Georgia's ticket out of the playoffs.
It should be, honestly, man. If I feel like you can't enter the playoffs with three losses.
Yeah, and with how loaded this SEC is, dude, Texas is well adjusted to the SEC. I'm impressed.
Everyone thought that it was going to be hell for them to get through the SEC, but right now they're top dogs.
Yeah, because everyone thought, because you got Tennessee, Texas A&M's having a strong year, Georgia, Alabama, four damn good teams, and then oh, hi, we're from Texas.
Yeah, so pretty cool to see. Yeah, got a lot of competition in the SEC this year.
Exactly, and Texas takes on Arkansas this weekend.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
The game is at Arkansas, and that one may be closer than people think.
Yeah, I really do think that Arkansas could give them a run for their money.
Arkansas already picked up one big home win against Tennessee back earlier in October, so
It's
Texas,
possible.
don't get too comfortable.
No, and we've seen that time and time again in college football, these top ranked schools. They'll just go in, they'll be real comfortable, and reality will strike them real fast.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Ian, hard to believe it's exciting time for us football fans and stuff with the NFL and college. Getting late and getting starting to get late into the season.
Coming down to it.
Yes, sir. And now, Ian, we have to wrap up touching on a recent event this weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship.
Can we talk about everything but Sunday?
Well, I mean, hey, for the truck, good to see Ty Majeski winning and stuff. When people were talking about, oh, Christian Eckes, Corey Heim.
Yeah. Ty Majeski, he's been consistent all year. One of the best short track racers that we have ever seen. ThorSport, man, they took a risk with hiring this guy. Not a whole lot of sponsorship. Um, and all it took was just a text. He got the owner of ThorSport's number from Chase Briscoe, texted him, and then like 2 years later got the job driving for ThorSport. So cool to see he's come all this way from just like, a late model racer that was winning the Snowball Derby every year, which is one of the biggest races in stock car racing.
Yeah. Oh,
And
speaking of a racing too,
awesome.
Ian. Speaking of racing too, Ian, I believe the Dallas Cowboys Stadiums has a big race coming up soon. Not for NASCAR, but
Yeah, they're doing a parking lot IndyCar race, which is just great because they did that at the Dolphins Stadium a few years ago. And I don't know, man. I love IndyCar so much, but they need to quit it with these road courses and street courses. They need to
yeah, because good luck trying to
go back
find
onto some
parking.
ovals. Yeah, good luck finding parking for a race that's taking place inside of a parking lot.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yes, back to the trucks, good for Ty Majeski to get the win and stuff. You love seeing those underdogs step up.
Yeah, just consistent as all hell. And then it was just good for him that the season ended on a short-ish track so he could show what he could do.
And how about for the Xfinity race, Justin fucking Allgaier finally getting over the hump.
7 times he has come into the championship four for the Xfinity Series. And if he finally did it this year, man, 7 for 7. That's what you got to say, man. Justin Allgaier, and he's the first NASCAR champion from Illinois too. So that's
Let's
amazing.
go. That's awesome to see. And dude, he even had hell on Saturday as well.
Multiple penalties. Well, yeah, he went out of the line. He got a penalty for that. And then he came down pit road to serve that penalty, and he got caught speeding. So to see him come back from that and still win the race, or no, not win the race, win the championship,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And, Riley Herbst came in first place. Good to see, him get a final win for Stuart Haas.
Yep. Stuart Haas's final win as a company. It made me sad to see because when I got back into NASCAR, Stuart Haas Racing was my team. I loved everyone on there. Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick. And it's just sad to see the team just go as a whole. So glad to see Riley Herbst got one last win. Three total wins for his career. We saw his second. So pretty cool to see that 98 go out a winner.
Oh, yeah, we did see him win in Indianapolis. And that was a great race.
When he went toe to toe with Almirola. That was awesome.
Yep. And yeah, obviously, it'll be exciting to see, what your driver Noah Gragson does next year at Front Row Motorsports. I feel good about his opportunities.
I'm scared. You want to know why? Because Front
Why?
Row Motorsports is suing NASCAR.
There's that too. And 2311, so
There's a possibility they'll be running with no charter next year. It's going to be a lot harder to enter into these races. It's going to cost a lot more too. So, and this kind of screws Zane Smith out of a ride, this whole lawsuit thing, because we knew before that Front Row Motorsports was going to be purchasing a charter from Stewart Haas Racing and bringing a third driver. Everyone was linking that to Zane Smith. Well, now it looks like they won't even be able to purchase a third charter. So right now, Zane Smith's career is kind of in limbo since he's leaving at 71 and Michael McDowell's taken over.
so if Noah for some reason goes through hell next season,
It,
thankfully we got Shane Van Gisbergen coming to the cup though.
yeah, he's coming up to Trackhouse Racing. Thank God it's not colleague racing.
You know what? I'm excited for Shane Van Gisbergen. We watched him win that, the cup race last year in Chicago. We saw what he could do at Xfinity. He's slowly been getting better on the oval tracks.
Yeah, he's been proving a lot, even with the Cup cars. Honestly, I think he runs better on the ovals with the Cup cars than he does with the Xfinity cars, just because these Cup cars are more set up like the supercars that he was racing in Australia.
Yep, and now that he gets a full-time cup opportunity, he's just going to get better and better. He's got a great team with Trackhouse Racing. Hopefully, he can, that can help out drivers like Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez because those guys did not have a strong season.
No, well, we know Daniel Suarez, he made the playoffs from the win that he had in Atlanta. But besides that, it was a really mediocre year for Daniel Suarez. Ross Chastain didn't even make the playoffs. He looked bad all season long. Trackhouse, they're taking a step back. They're bringing in a third driver, and hopefully he'll just kind of boost morale in there because, you know, SVG is not going to be able to help them with these ovals. He's learning
Right.
himself. So they just got to work as a team. Justin Marks is a small guy, is a smart guy. He's going to help his team improve, and Pitbull's got the money for it.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Trackhouse is a team that I've been, liking a lot lately and stuff. You got good drivers with Suarez and Chastain, and now Van Gisbergen. And I'm not gonna. And Ian, I would love to see Van Gisbergen come in victory lane a lot because that means he's gonna be putting the rugby ball.
Yep, I love it. His tradition of punting the rugby ball every time he wins started that this year. Um, so damn cool. I love Shane Van Gisbergen, man. He's such a great
How can you not like
guy.
Shane Van Gisbergen?
I know one guy that doesn't like him. And his name is Austin Hill.
Yeah, I know, I know. The two were button heads a little bit. The two were button heads a little bit
I
earlier.
have photographic proof.
Yep, yeah. I've seen the photo of Austin Hill just all pissy, giving the birdie finger at Shane Van Gisbergen because he raced him hard. That was hard racing at Sonoma.
That's what happens, man. But man, SVG is just such a great opportunity for NASCAR just to branch out worldwide because it's
And
not
he's
going to
got a
stop
great
here.
personality too.
Yeah, he does. And it's not going to stop here. Shane's not going to be the last, you know, foreign driver to be coming into NASCAR and lighting things up. I think this opened up a floodgate for so
Yes.
many more opportunities for Formula One drivers to come over. We know Daniel Ricciardo, he's a former Formula One driver currently because he got fired from his job this year. He loves NASCAR. Big, big Dale Earnhardt loves Jeff Gordon fan. Um, would love to see what he could do in a stock car.
Well, let's hope he can get a ride. With whichever team has a ride open for him.
Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, Trackhouse could open up a fourth car. We've seen them run that 91 for a few guys. Kimi Räikkönen,
Yep.
SVG won with the 91 last year
Yeah.
as well. So there's an opportunity where they could bring in like a fourth part-time car and have these guys still test with them.
I was gonna say Trackhouse has been the international type team lately. I love it.
Yeah, they have. It's just awesome when they opened up that project in 91 last year or 2 years ago, and they had some former, European drivers running these cars, and it was just so cool to see and see
Yep.
them like, okay, this is different from Formula One. This is different from supercars.
Yes. And then we get to race in Mexico City next year, which I'm excited to watch that race. That's gonna be fun.
I think it's going to be cool. Mexico City used to put on some great races for the Xfinity series back in the day. It was a lot of fun to watch. The NASCAR Mexico Series still races there, and it puts on some fun racing. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. It's gonna be a fun track. It's gonna be a fun race. That's for sure.
Just hope Kyle Busch can get in okay.
Yeah, well, Kyle Busch had to spend some time in a Mexican jail, and they said he would get like 10 years for bringing an illegal firearm in, and he somehow got off. I think he paid them, and maybe they told him, "Don't ever come back here again, or you will be in prison." Well, we'll see what happens when NASCAR goes to Mexico this next season.
I mean, Kyle Busch had a shitty season this year, and he's probably done with it.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, you know what? He would look pretty good in orange and behind bars. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
because
mind that.
that's where he kind of belongs right now, especially after he tried to murder Ricky Stenhouse at the All Star race. At a fucking All Star race, he tried to murder someone.
Dude, we were all fooled. We all thought Kyle was growing up, he was maturing, he was actually turning into a good guy. No, he showed that, you know what? I'm still Kyle Busch. I'm still a dick.
Yep. Then, Ian, obviously not to bring up Sunday, but Sunday just showed how fucked up the playoff system is.
Yeah, you had a guy whose average finish was 17.8 throughout the year. Finished 14th in regular points season standings. Dude, Bubba Wallace finished better than him in the regular points season standings. But Joey Logano, he got lucky from Nashville.
Yes.
Denny Hamlin was on his way to win Nashville, and then here comes Joey's teammate spinning Austin Cindric because he's decided like, I'm gonna race Noah Gragson real hard with just a few laps to go. Spins out, fucking Joey Logano wins in overtime. He's a master at overtime, man. He's so good at restarts. It's insane. So that's how he gets into the playoffs. And then he wins Atlanta, gets himself in the round of 12, and then he wins Vegas.
Well,
And or no,
he was lucky to be in Vegas.
yeah, he was lucky to make it to the round of 8 because Alex Bowman got disqualified, so that brought Joey Logano in. And right there when that happened, I was like, Joey Logano's winning the championship.
I'm like, fuck.
I honestly should have put money on Joey Logano winning championship because it was all adding up to it, man. Mediocre season, even numbered year.
Yep.
Weaseled his way through the playoffs.
Yep.
It's just embarrassing to the sport that we're getting a guy who finished 14th in point standings become our champion, man. The drivers who were in the top four in points didn't even make it in to compete for a championship.
Exactly.
It takes away the integrity of the sport. The championships, like, dude, the championships don't mean anything anymore. It, it's complete and utter bullshit. The top driver of the season is never rewarded anymore. We saw that with Kevin Harvick in 2020. We saw that with Kyle Larson this year. It's happened so many
Larson got
times.
fucked this year. As much as I hate the guy, Larson got fucked.
Yeah, he got really fucked. He was the best driver all year. I mean, dude, 6 wins, and he
Yeah,
didn't even get to compete for a champion. Dude, this was his year to get his second championship.
it was.
And you know what? I wouldn't have been mad because I was like, you know what? He deserves it. But
Same. I would have took it either. I mean, we saw how he finished his races at Indy and Kansas, even though he was not supposed to win Indy.
yeah, but the guy is one hell of a race car driver. Joey Logano, he's been on a decline in his career for the past couple years. We've
Right.
all seen it, but he still just he gets the wins at the right time. And he just, man, the regular season doesn't even matter anymore. Honestly, just why not just start the NASCAR season with just 10 races and then just go on from there because the other 26 races just don't mean shit at this point. That's what Joey Logano's saying. That's what Steve Phelps is saying. That's what every single person in the NASCAR community is basically saying when they're defending this playoff format.
Yeah, I mean the playoff format just fucking sucks. Like this winning in bullshit is just terrible. Even the drivers that get in the playoffs don't deserve to be in.
No, you need to get rid of winning you're in. You need to get rid of eliminations in the playoffs. You need to do it how they used to run the playoffs before 2014. Just 10 races, 10 or 12 drivers competing for that championship, and that's it. Whoever has the most points out of those drivers by the end of the playoffs is your winner. That's how it should be. We need to gift these guys who are being consistent, who are getting wins, but not locking themselves in, man. It's
Right. I mean, drivers like there's a few drivers that weren't in the playoffs this year that definitely deserve to be in. Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher.
yeah, quite a few drivers who deserve to be in, but they couldn't be in because we had some bullshit winners. Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton.
Yep,
Yes,
yep.
it's cool that those guys won a race, but they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, how cool would it have been? I really think why Harrison Burton's win is just so overshadowed is because he got into the playoffs because of it. If it was just a win, that's it. Whatever, he still stays in the standing where he is supposed to be. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Got 100th win for Wood Brothers, but nope, he stole a playoff spot in the last race, and it fucked a lot of guys out of who had a pretty good regular season.
Yeah.
And
Like we
this guy, and
like
he was like what 31st in the
yeah.
points when he won that race.
I'm just glad that they took Austin Dillon's playoff status away after his dick moves, his 2-for-1 special he did at Richmond.
That was very surprising that NASCAR actually did that. Probably the only smart thing that NASCAR did this season was take away Austin Dillon's eligibility to be in the playoffs.
Because this season was full of controversy, man. Like literally going all the way back to the fucking Daytona 500.
Yep, going all the way back. But man, I will say I was talking about this with like Nick and Mike and Dalton and all them. Like this season sucked. this season sucked. There was a lot of controversy, a lot of bullshit going on, but you know what? This was some of the best racing that we've had in a long time. Those,
I will. Oh yes, we saw the greatest finish in person.
yeah, you had some amazing finishes. I mean, look back at Atlanta and Kansas. I was going to say Charlotte, but that rained out. Um,
Yeah, what the
but
hell?
but we've had so many great races. With the super speedways, we had like what 30 plus laps of going four wide around the track. So many exciting moments, so many amazing winners. Um, but it was all overshadowed by controversy at Indy, the playoffs being bullshit, the lawsuit that's going on with NASCAR, the
Yep.
charter agreement. It's it kind of just puts a damper on everything.
Yes, no, you're spot on. And the racing really at almost every track, well, except for the Bristol Night Race, the championship, the racing's just been fantastic.
Dude, even Martinsville in the fall was awesome. A few weeks ago, that was such an incredible race. We did not think that Martinsville was going to be good because
Right.
we saw the first next gen race at Martinsville just a few years ago,
Well, you were
and
at a wedding, so you were thankful not to be there. Me, I almost fell asleep.
yeah, but that was a boring ass race. And
Yeah.
they finally figured out that you know what, the lowest air pressure in these tires puts on some great racing. Because we saw some of those tires, they just looked almost like they were flat running around there.
Oh, look at Bristol back in the spring.
My God, they need to bring that back for every single Bristol race because that was insane. That was fun because the tires weren't even lasting like 20 laps.
Yep. But yeah, no, the racing's been great this year. It's just some bullshit controversy had to fuck it up.
Yeah, well, that's what happens with NASCAR, man. So, yep, you just gotta move on. Hope that NASCAR does something about this playoff format. But for now, Steve Phelps thinks that this is the best thing that happened to NASCAR since Dale Earnhardt. So, looks like we're gonna have to just strap in and stay for the show.
Yep. I'm just hoping that in 2026 we have Homestead back as the championship race and Chicagoland Speedway.
One of those will happen. I don't know which one, but one of them is gonna happen.
Which one would you pick if you had to choose?
If I was a betting man, Chicagoland Speedway will be back before Homestead hosts a championship race. I don't think they're going to go back to Homestead for a championship race for forever. Really, we did it already. Why would they want to go back?
Which is sad because the racing there has been great.
Yeah, now they're going to go try out other venues. Honestly, I see the next one being Vegas, which is good because Vegas puts on some great racing too, great atmosphere. Um,
I was gonna
yeah,
say I wouldn't be against Vegas.
yeah, dude, Vegas puts on some phenomenal racing, so why not?
Better than Phoenix.
Anything's better than Phoenix, even
especially with
Texas.
especially with how boring that the racing is been lately. You can't bring alcohol into the track. That just kills the vibe.
No, man, it's not a good track for NASCAR. I'm not a big fan of anything that happens at Phoenix Raceway. It's no good racing. The racing was better when they still had grass where the dog leg was. I don't know
Yep.
why. The dog leg makes for some exciting restarts, but racing was somewhat better back then. It's never been that good at Phoenix, though.
Hell, even Texas Motor Speedway put on an okay show this year.
Better than Phoenix.
This is true, Texas, but yeah, no, Vegas. I like that. I would not be against Vegas.
Yeah, I think Vegas would be phenomenal to host a NASCAR championship.
Just no super speedways, please, for the championship.
That happens, I'm done watching NASCAR. I'm being
That would be
real.
a complete disaster.
That would be a joke.
I mean, great racing, but not for a fucking championship, please.
No, no way. You need to have that kick off the year, in the middle of the year, end of the regular season, and one race in the playoffs. That's how it should be.
And thankfully, that will be the case next year because having two this year was a mistake.
That was no, Atlanta should never come back into the playoffs ever, 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 ever again.
Because
If
that
it
fucked a lot
was,
of drivers.
yeah, if it was the old layout of Atlanta before they turned it into super speedway mile and a half racing. Fucking love it, man. That would be beautiful to have old Atlanta in the playoffs. But as of now, new Atlanta, it's cool. Meh. Just leave
You
it in
can
the regular season. Give it one race.
you can only I can only imagine too how good the next gen car would be at old Atlanta.
Can you imagine? That surface was just so rugged. It was just so beat up. Just watching those guys just try and tame that beat up track was just so much fun. And if they would have done it with this next gen car, it would have been beautiful. But oh well.
Just keep Atlanta in the regular season. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if NASCAR can get its shit together next season.
They won't. It'll get worse.
Yep. Great.
I'll tell you that right now, it's gonna get worse.
Great.
Can't get better.
Exactly. Well, anyway, Ian, that'll do it for our racing talk. Now let's wrap up as we always do on our show. Big three and our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. This week's big three is our big three favorite comedy movies. Ian, I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, probably my favorite comedy movie of all time is Step Brothers.
Oh yeah, well you can't go wrong about.
Got to go with Happy Gilmore, of course.
Oh, good ones.
And probably one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds movies of all time is Waiting.
Oh, those are three great movies, Ian. I like those. Oh, you took some of the good ones, man. Oh, I'm just. 'Cause I was thinking of Step Brothers, and I saw that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, those are some good picks, Ian. Let's go on to my big three comedy movies. What's one comedy movie I like? Animal House. Can't go wrong with that.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yep. My next one, of course, I'll have to go with another Adam Sandler movie, Billy Madison.
Oh, such a great movie.
Yep. And then my last one. Ooh, what's another good last one? So many good ones. You can only pick three. I'm gonna go Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Love it.
Yep. All right. Well, that'll do it for our big three. Now to our fantastic and bonehead plays of the week. Ian, what do you got for us?
My fantastic play of the week is the boy from Illinois, Justin Allgaier,
Let's
overcoming
go.
multiple penalties and going on and winning the Xfinity Series championship. I mean, overcoming a up and down season, man. He was so good, but then he just had some bad luck. But he came through and won that championship. So that was my fantastic play. Probably fantastic play of the year right there.
I have to agree.
And then my bonehead play of the week. There's no certain play, man. It's for the Bears, just for being the Bears.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's pretty much the best way to put it and stuff, Ian.
Pretty much.
Like those picks. My fantastic play of the week. It's it's funny. We're basically same sport, but we're flipping it. Because my fantastic plays of the week goes to Jamar Chase for the Bengals, 264 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns against the Ravens.
It's awesome.
Sadly, the Bengals still lost that game.
Oh yeah, Bengals.
Yep, that just shows how good Jamar Chase is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My bonehead play of the week goes to NASCAR, and the way this controversial season was capped off by a bullshit Joey Logano championship win.
Yep. Doesn't deserve any of his 3 championships.
No, he doesn't. Great racing all season, but bullshit controversy.
Yep. Terrible way to end such a good year.
For sure. And that wraps up the show. Ian, another good episode of Coto's Mojo in the books.
Yes, sir. Glad we got this one in.
Yes, glad we got it into, and now we're going to enjoy watching some miserable Bears football for the rest of the season. Chicago Blackhawks, you want to help us out a little bit, please?
They won't. They won't.
Yeah, no, it's not an exciting time to be a Chicago sports fan, whether it's the Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, White Sox, Cubs, like it's
It's rough. You
It's
guys don't want
rough.
to be us.
Yeah, don't be a Chicago sports fan, please.
No way. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
Exactly. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into this episode of the Cuddles Mojo. We will see you next time.